displays show the family tree of our beloved Imam Hussain. Starting from the display regards to the Holy Prophet Muhammad, the grandfather of Imam Hussain. The Holy Prophet was from Banu Hashim, the tribe and the family tree of Banu Hashim. Banu Hashim was from the clan of Quraysh. The Holy Prophet's great-grandfather was Hashim. Hashim, whereby the tribe, the family, Banu Hashim was named after, he had a brother called Abd Shams. Abd Shams was the forefather of Banu Umayyah. The display shows the Holy Prophet's father and forefathers leading to Banu Hashim and leading to his great-grandfather Hashim, showing the family tree of Banu Hashim. Notable uncles of the Holy Prophet were Hamza, the shaheed of the Battle of Uhud, and his uncle Abu Talib, the father of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib. The father of the Holy Prophet was Abdullah. One of the displays here also shows the lineage and progeny of the Holy Prophet continued through his daughter Fatima. Fatima to Zahra alayhi salam, who was married to the cousin of the Holy Prophet, Imam Ali alayhi salam. And this lineage and the progeny continued through their sons, Al-Hassan and Al-Hussain, who the Holy Prophet would mention Al-Hassan wal-Hussain, Sayyida Shababi Ahl al-Jannah. Hassan and Hussain, these two are the masters of the youth of paradise. The displays you are seeing here explain and show a few examples of the ahadith traditions from the Holy Prophet regards to his beloved son, Imam al-Hussain. Yes, the Holy Prophet would state, although they were Imam Hassan and Hussain, his grandsons, he would state, they are as if my sons. And of the traditions that we can see here on display, the Holy Prophet mentions, إن الحسين مصباح الهدى وسفينة النجاة. Verily, Imam al-Hussain is the ark, the ship of salvation, and the lantern, the light of guidance. Two important concepts. If you wish for protection and salvation, then look towards Imam al-Hussain. If you wish for guidance, direction in your life, then look and take Hussain as your example, Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Another hadith on display here, whereby the Holy Prophet states, Husaynun minni wa ana min Hussain. Hussain is from me, and I am from Hussain. أحب الله من أحب حسينا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves all of those who love Hussain, emphasizing the love of Imam al-Hussain, emphasizing the great reward of showing love towards Imam al-Hussain. Also, the Holy Prophet indicates clearly that his message and the legacy of the Holy Prophet and the teachings of the Holy Prophet continue through the teachings and life of Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam. The event of Mubahala, a very important incident that took place in the last few years of the Holy Prophet, whereby the Holy Prophet invited the Christian scholars of Najran, and they were into a discussion. They entered into this discussion about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the truth. The scholars of Najran, the Christian scholars, did not come to an agreement with the Holy Prophet. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to the Holy Prophet to perform a mubahala. A mubahala is a particular moment whereby the two opposing parties ask God to reveal and send His curse on those who are lying. They decided, the Holy Prophet said, that you bring your sons and we'll bring our sons. You bring your women and we'll bring our women. You bring those of your own selves and we'll bring our own selves. The Holy Prophet brought as his own sons the young Hassan and Hussein. As the woman, the Holy Prophet brought Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam, representing she was Sayyid ibn Nisa'ul Alameen. And as those of his own selves, the Holy Prophet brought with him Imam Ali alayhi salam. The Christian scholars, as soon as they saw the shining, luminous faces that were arriving, and that the Holy Prophet only brought five, the five that they were, Ahlul Kisa, those 5 members, the Ahlul Bayt, the Holy Prophet, Imam Ali, Fatima al-Zahra, Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain, immediately they realized that the Holy Prophet and the ones who accompanied him are on the truth, and they decided not to participate in the event of Mubahala and ask for any curse on the liars. So they decided to enter into a tribute, an agreement with the Holy Prophet. Imam Hassan and Hussein were young members. They joined the Holy Prophet in this incident, the event of Mubahala. Hadith al-Kisa, an incident whereby the Holy Prophet, when he wasn't feeling too well, the first place he went to was to his beloved daughter's home. And he asked for that kisa, for that cloak. He placed the cloak on top of him, and one by one, every member of that household, the holy household, would enter, and they would ask for permission to be with the Holy Prophet. Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain, the young sons of Imam Ali and Fatima al-Zahra, would ask for permission. They were delighted, they were happy to see their grandfather at home, and they would wish to be with him, and they would ask to be placed under the cloak. Imam Ali would enter the house and ask to be with the Holy Prophet under the cloak. Then Fatima al-Zahra would join them. These 5 are known Ahlul Kisa. The Archangel Jibreel would descend to the earth and would reveal this verse from the Holy Quran, chapter 33, verse 33. إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. Hadith al-Kisa, the Holy Prophet, he also raises his hands in dua, and he asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allahumma inna ha'ula ahlu bayti. These 5, us 5, we are the holy household, we are the Ahlul Bayt. And he asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, lahmuhum lahmi wa damuhum dami. Their flesh is like my flesh, their blood is like my blood. They are part of me. Innahum minni wa ana minhum. Silmun inni silmun liman salamahum wa harbun liman harabahum. Whoever loves them loves the Holy Prophet. Whoever is at war with them is as if they are at war with the Holy Prophet. He continues to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَاجْعَلْ صَلَوَاتِكَ وَبَرَكَاتِكَ وَرَحْمَتَكَ وَغُفْرَانَكَ وَرِضْوَانَكَ عَلَيَّ وَعَلَيْهِمْ he asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue to bless the Ahlul Bayt. Hassan and Hussein were the young members of the Ahlul Kisa. This hadith is narrated from a great companion by the name of Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari. Hadith al-Kisa عن جابر ibn Abdullah al-Ansari عن فاطمة الزهراء. It's highly recommended to recite this hadith regularly, for it has many blessings, and many who recite this hadith, their hajat is given by the wasila, by the intercession of the Ahlul Bayt. When Imam Hassan and Hussein were young, they were not feeling well. The Holy Prophet advised Imam Ali and Fatima al-Zahra to perform a nidr, a vow, that when they recover, fully recover, to fast 3 consecutive days. The family were fasting. Imam Ali, Fatima al-Zahra, Imam Hassan and Hussein. And at the time of iftar, there was a knock on the door. Who is it? A miskeen, a poor beggar. O Ahlul Bayt, O beloved family of the Holy Prophet, I'm asking for you for help. Now, can you imagine yourselves in that position? It's the time of iftar, and there is a knock on the door, asking for help. What did the Ahlul Bayt do? They gave the food and the meal that they had prepared for themselves to that miskeen. And they broke their iftar with very few. Next day they were fasting. At the time of iftar, a yatim, a young orphan, knocked on the door. O Ahlul Bayt, you are known for your generosity. Provide for me. The Ahlul Bayt, Imam Hassan, Hussein, Imam Ali, Fatima al-Zahra, gave the food that they had prepared for themselves. An example of self-sacrifice, an example of altruism. This is what we learn from the Ahlul Bayt. The 3rd consecutive day, the Ahlul Bayt were fasting a recently released captive, Asir, knocked on the door. Oh Ahlul Bayt, I'm here for help. I'm asking you, help me, provide me. And they gave them the food. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the verses in Surah Al-Dahr, Surah Al-Insan, regards to the great sacrifice of the Ahlul Bayt. وَيُطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا. And they provide and offer the meal out of love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the miskeen, to the yatim, to the asir. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us all today great lessons from their life. From their lives, what can we learn? Allah states, إِنَّمَا نُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ, that this offering of the Ahlul Bayt was just for the sake of Allah. Anything we do, brothers and sisters, should be just for the sake of Allah, like the Ahlul Bayt and their offering. لَا نُرِيدُ مِنْكُمْ جَزَاءً وَلَا شُكُورًا. We do not ask for you a return of this reward, neither do we expect you to thank us for this. For this is an offering for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah glorified and highlights to us their great sacrifice and their great position in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the great status of the Ahlul Bayt in Surah Al-Dahr, Surah Al-Insan, the event of the offering of the sacrifice, the offering of the food to the vulnerable ones. The Holy Prophet showed immense love towards Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein. On many occasions, he highlights this. He would carry them on his shoulders and he would state, Man ahabbani, whoever loves the Holy Prophet, wa ahabba hadain, And whoever loves these two, pointing towards Hassan and Hussein, وَأَبُوهُمَا وَأُمَّهُمَا, and their father and their mother, Imam Ali and Fatima al-Zahra, alayhim السلام, كَانَ مَعِي فِي الْجَنَّةِ, shall be with Rasulullah in paradise, inshallah. On another occasion, Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain, who were very young, they would approach Rasulullah. The Holy Prophet would be in prayers, in sajda, and they would climb on his back. And the Holy Prophet would prolong his sajda. Continuation in the recitation of dhikr and tasbih. When Rasulullah completed his prayers, they asked the Holy Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, why did you prolong the prayers and your sajda? He said, I did not wish to hurt Hassan and Hussein as they were on my shoulders. Even Rasulullah in the masjid, and when he is in prayers, he showed his immense love towards Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein. He never wished to ever hurt them, and he wished to emphasize this, that never hurt my beloved Hassan and Hussein. Whoever hurts them, then it's as if they have hurt Rasulullah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in fact, revealed in the Holy Quran a response to those who came to Rasulullah and said, Ya Rasulullah, we wish to gift you, we wish to return the reward and provide for you. What would you like, Ya Rasulullah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states and revealed this verse, قُلْ, say to them, لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. Say, I do not ask for you of any reward except this reward. Show love towards my near relatives, my qurba. They asked, Ya Rasulullah, who are these near relatives whereby Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it wajib upon us to show love towards? The Holy Prophet responds, Hum Ali wa Fatima wa abnahuma. They are Ali and Fatima, and the sons and the children of Ali and Fatima. And how years pass from the departure of Rasulullah, did they show love towards Imam Ali and Fatima? Did they show love towards Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain? And what occurred in the tragic events of Karbala and the day of Ashura? Whoever loves Rasulullah must love Imam Hussain. Whoever loves Imam Hussain must love Rasulullah. Whoever loves them loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is also a message to us, brothers and sisters. Today, how much love do I show towards Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain? Do I show like the love that Rasulullah showed and emphasized and had towards his beloved Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain, and the love towards the Ahlul Bayt, and love towards Rasulullah, and love towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The Holy Prophet many times informed the people, informed the close lovers of the tragic event of Karbala, tragic event of the day of Ashura. He informed his beloved daughter Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam of what would occur towards Hussein ibn Ali, towards his beloved Imam al-Hussein. On one occasion also, the Holy Prophet informed his noble wife Salama of the events of Karbala. The Holy Prophet departs from this world in the year 11 after Hijrah. Before that, he informs Salama about the events of Hussein, the martyrdom of Hussein ibn Ali. And he provides her with a flask, qarura. Within it, some soil, some dust, and informs her that, oh Salama, keep this safe. And when you notice that it's become red, color of blood, know that that is the day that my beloved Hussein has become a martyr. Imam Hussain becomes a shaheed nearly 50 years later, 61 after Hijrah. And Salama saw Hussein ibn Ali and his martyrdom. She realized from the events of the flask. Towards the end of the month of Rajab, 60 years after Hijrah, Imam al-Hussain, he very well knew that he was heading on this Hussaini mission. He provides his will, a message to his brother Muhammad al-Hanafiya. He informs him, أني لم أخرج أشرا ولا بطرا ولا مفسدا ولا فاسقا ولا ظالما. That I am not leaving and departing for any evil, for any sinful act. Rather, kharajtu, and this is the prime aim of Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam, kharajtu لطلب الإصلاح في أمة جدي Rasulullah, the Holy Prophet. He states that I am here to reform. I am taking this move to reform the message of Rasulullah, to return to the true Islam, to bring people back towards the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The ummah, the awakening of the ummah, return the ummah, save the ummah, and bring them towards the truth. Hussein, the ark of salvation. This was a few months before the event of Karbala. End of the month of Rajab, whereby Imam Hussain bids farewell to the holy city of Medina and heads towards the holy city of Mecca, a few months before Ashura. The final departure was a very eventful moment. The departure of Imam al-Hussain from Medina, whereby the Holy Imam would go to the shrine of his beloved grandfather Rasulullah, and he would sit beside the grave of the Holy Prophet, and he would inform him of the tragic events. He would inform him of the oppression that's taken place towards the Ahlul Bayt. And according to certain reciters who record this event, these scholars state that Imam al-Hussain, he slept beside the Holy Prophet's grave for a few moments. He saw the Holy Prophet in his dream, and the Holy Prophet said that soon you will join us after your tragic martyrdom. Indeed, the farewell of Imam al-Hussain, not only with the Holy Prophet during his life, but even the farewell of Imam Hussain with the grave of Imam's grandfather, with the grave of his beloved Holy Prophet, was a tearful, sad event. And the Holy Prophet's beloved grandson Imam al-Hussain leaves Medina with his family and the companions. They asked, why are you leaving? He states, Sha'Allah yarani qatila. Why are you taking the woman with you? Sha'Allah yarahunna sabaya. Allah wills, Imam al-Hussain will become a martyr in this mission and message. Allah wills, the women and the family will have their role and their mission, the mission of Imam al-Hussain, the role of Sayyidah Zainab and the women in Karbala and Sham. and their return to Medina. Some of the women and family members of Imam Hussain joined him from Medina to Mecca towards Karbala. One of them who remained in Medina was a young daughter of Imam al-Hussain, Fatima al-Sughra. She was too ill. She was a young daughter, and she always loved her father so much. Imam al-Hussain informed her that she was named Fatima like his mother, and that she would be patient and needs to be patient. She would constantly wait and wait for news of her father until she would receive the news of her father's martyrdom. Fatima al-Sughra bint al-Hussain, she cherished the moments of that farewell. It was a very tragic moment when a father bids farewell towards their daughter. Up to 30,000 letters of support were sent to Imam al-Hussain. Imam al-Hussain sent his cousin Muslim ibn Aqil, a brave warrior, to the people of Kufa as his ambassador. Muslim ibn Aqil had a great role and was truly pivotal in the mission and the message of Imam al-Hussain. Imam al-Hussain also sent letters to people of Basra, people of Kufa, and others to join Imam al-Hussain. The first of those who were martyred in the mission of Imam al-Hussain was in fact Muslim ibn Aqil. Muslim ibn Aqil, the one who was the ambassador of Imam al-Hussain. On the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, the holy city of Mecca, Imam Hussain was present. Companions, family members, and the rest of the Muslims were there too. Imam Hussain was aware that there was a plan to assassinate him in the holy city of Mecca during the rituals of Hajj. So he decided to perform the Umrah instead of the Hajj. On the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, 6 years after Hijrah, Imam Hussain, with the family members who were with him and the companions, after the sermon of Imam al-Hussain, they made their way towards Karbala. Imam al-Hussain, who left the holy city of Mecca on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah with the family members and companions. Some of the companions joined Imam al-Hussain on that journey, the journey towards Karbala. On the 2nd of Muharram, 61 year after Hijrah, Imam al-Hussain and the family and the companions, they arrived to this land. They asked, what is the name of this land? Certain people said, Al-Haideriyya, and others said different names until the name of Karbala was announced. Imam al-Hussain said to the family, children, to the companions, Ha huna, here is where we are going to remain and stay. Ha huna, this is the place that we are going to remain. Imam al-Hussain, he placed the tents of the family and the tents of the companions and a ditch surrounding the tents of the families and the companions, protecting the families and the companions of Imam Hussain. The river of Furat was streaming and flowing. The enemies, they one by one would arrive to Karbala in their thousands, and they would stand blocking the river of Furat, blocking Imam al-Hussain and the family and companions, reaching for some water, until the events of Ashura, the 10th day of Muharram. The night of the 10th, Imam al-Hussain and the family and the companions spent in ibadah, spent in worship, in their tents reciting Quran and dua and remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imam al-Hussain and Karbala. There is no day like its day. One by one, on the day of Ashura, the companions would defend their master, Imam al-Hussain. One by one, they will become eternal martyrs, shuhada of Karbala. Every single companion is a lesson for us. Their love to their master, their loyalty towards Imam al-Hussain. When all of the companions became shuhada, the first member of the family of Banu Hashim, of the family of Imam al-Hussain, to offer himself in sacrifice was none other than the very own son of Imam al-Hussain, Aliyyul Akbar. When Imam al-Hussain bears witness to such a moment, whereby his son is taking the steps of farewell, steps, whereby his son, his beloved son, Aliyyul Akbar, is taking these steps towards the battlefield. Imam al-Hussain raises his hands in dua. Allahumma ashhad, O Allah, bear witness upon this qawm, upon this nation. فَقَدْ بَرَزَ إِلَيْهِمْ غُلَامٌ. A man, a young man has entered the battlefield. Aliyyul Akbar. أشبه الناس برسولك خلقا وخلقا ومنطقا. The one, Ali Akbar, who resembles Rasulullah, his grandfather, in his looks, in his morals, in his characteristics. And whenever we yearned for Rasulullah, we used to look at the face of Aliyyul Akbar. Aliyyul Akbar defends Islam, defends Aba Abdullah al-Hussain, and the farewell of Imam al-Hussain and his beloved Aliyyul Akbar is so tragic that when Imam al-Hussain approaches his son in his final moments, Bunay Ali, Bunay Ali, ala dunya ba'daka al-afa. My beloved Ali, life has no true significance and meaning after your loss, O Ali, O Ali, O Ali Akbar. Imam Hassan had a role in Karbala. His sons, they offered themselves as a sacrifice in the events of Karbala. One notable figure was Qasim ibn al-Hassan. Qasim, the son of Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam, was a young member of the Ahlul Bayt, or young member of the ones who were in Karbala. He would constantly ask Imam al-Hussain for permission. Imam al-Hussain would state, "O beloved Qasim, you are the amana of my beloved Imam al-Hassan, my beloved brother." Until Qasim asks his mother, his mother provides a letter. That letter, when Imam Hussain reads, he reads the message of his beloved brother Imam al-Hassan, whereby in that message he informs his son Qasim to be there for his beloved uncle Imam al-Hussain and stand firm in support of the truth, in love of the truth. Qasim, a young member of the Ahlul Bayt, a young member of Banu Hashim, enters the battlefield and shows his love towards his beloved master Imam al-Hussain and becomes one of the young shuhada of Karbala. Those who hear your event never feel the same. They cry and mourn when they hear of your name, and even more when they hear of your pain. Abbas, 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 Abul Fadl Abbas, the brother of Imam al-Hussain. Abbas, the flag bearer. Abbas, who was the one who Imam al-Hussain would state, Anta hamilu liwa'i. You are my flag bearer. Abbas, Abul Fadl, would ask Imam al-Hussain for permission to enter the battlefield. Imam al-Hussain would state, Oh Abbas, you are my beloved one. Oh Abbas, you are my flag bearer. Abbas says that I can no longer take it to hear the cry and the screams of the young ones, the young children, al-atash, crying for some water. For days they have not had access to the water. They are thirsty. They wish some water. Imam al-Hussain grants permission for Abbas to seek some water, to bring back some water. Abbas mounts his horse with the flag and the bag, the container, the water container, and he enters the battlefield. He defeats those in front of him, and he arrives to the river of Euphrates, the river of Furat. Abbas himself, he is thirsty, but all he is thinking of is of Imam al-Hussain, Lady Zainab, the woman, the children, Banu Hashim, and all the lovers of Imam al-Hussain, and how thirsty they are. He fills the bag with water, raises his hand. Abbas, would he drink water or would he not? In that water, it's as if he sees the reflection of Imam al-Hussain, of the women and children, splashes the water away. Ya nafs min ba'd al-Hussain huni wa tashrabina barid al-ma'ini. O self of Abbas, you can never accept to drink water whilst your master Hussain is thirsty. He rides upon the horse with the flag, bag container. Abbas, with that sword, with that level of courage, braveness, warrior, Abbas returning towards the khayma, returning towards the tent. And he constantly looks towards the tent. Oh, Aba Abdullah, your brother Abul Fadl is returning with the water. The enemies, they surround Abul Fadl Abbas. They don't wish Imam al-Hussain to have water, neither the family, neither the children. And they try their best to stop Abbas from returning. They try their best to stop Abbas from taking some water towards Imam al-Hussain. One of the enemy men, he strikes Abbas' right hand. Wallah, in qata'tumu yamini, inni uhami abadan an dini. By Allah, even now that you have struck my right arm, Abbas shall continue to defend his master, defend his deen, defend his faith. He constantly looks towards the tent, towards Abbas. Abbas looks towards Aba Abdullah. He looks towards that angle. He looks towards them. A man strikes him on his left arm. Wallah, by Allah, Abbas shall continue. The bag is placed between his chest and his body, his teeth. He tries his best to continue to return the water. They start to attack Abbas from different angles. They shower him with the arrows. One arrow strikes Abbas's eye. One arrow strikes and pierces the bag filled with water. The bag filled with water, now that it's pierced, the water gushes. The water gushes onto the floor. Abbas فوقف متحيرا. What should he do? Should he return? Where should he go? There is no longer water. They start to attack him until one enemy of Allah, he raises an iron pole and he strikes Abbas on his head. And Abbas falls onto the floor. Brothers and sisters, think of this. When we fall onto the floor, we have two hands. Abbas had no two hands. He fell harshly onto the floor. He calls out, Aba Abdullah, my brother Aba Abdullah. Imam Hussein's most tragic moment was such that he returns towards Abbas' body and he bids farewell. And then when he returns towards the khayma, he calls out, Wallah, al-an inkasara dhahri. Now my back is broken due to the loss of my beloved Abbas. The final moments of Imam al-Hussain. Imam al-Hussain was given his beloved 6-month-old baby. Abdullah al-Radi Ali al-Asghar was thirsty, had no milk, has not been fed. Sayyidah Zainab asked, Oh Imam al-Hussain, can you request them? Maybe they will be able to provide Ali Asghar, the 6-month-old baby, some water. They've been so unjust, they've been so oppressive. Imam al-Hussain walked towards the battlefield with the baby under his cloak, under his abba. And then he raised the baby and informed them, O enemies, إن كان للكبار ذنب, if there was any sin for the elders, فما ذنب هذا الطفل الرضيع, what crime has this young baby done? The elders had no crime. The young ones have had no crime, have done nothing towards you. اسقوه, اخذوه, اسقوه, take him, provide him with some water. He's had no water, he's dying from thirst. Between the enemies, there was discord. Some said, let's provide the baby some water. Some said, no. Some said, let's provide. Until Umar ibn Sa'd told Harmala, Harmala, اقطع نياط القوم. Harmala, silence all of the army. He said, how? What should I do? Should I give him water? Should I give the baby some water? He said, no. Provide him with an arrow. Harmala shot a 3-pronged arrow, pierced it into the neck of Ali Asghar, Abdullah al-Radi, such that the blood would gush out and Ali Asghar's hands would be flapping like a bird flapping its wings Imam al-Hussain would state and call out, "Oh Allah, hawwana alayya, oh Allah, bear witness, oh Allah, you bear witness upon this tragedy and grief. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un." Imam Hussain, after all the companions and the family members have become shuhada of Karbala, he looks to one side and looks to another. He calls out, "Ala hal min nasirin yansuruni?" Wahidan Farida Abu Abdullah al-Hussain Gharib, all alone, calls out, "Is there anyone to be victorious with Abu Abdullah al-Hussain?" He informs the family, the woman, that this is the time of wida. This is the time of farewell. Alaykum bis-sabr. Make sure that you are patient throughout. You'll be having difficult moments, trials, tribulations, but throughout these moments, make sure you are patient. One by one, Imam al-Hussain bids farewell towards the woman, towards his family members, towards his beloved ones, his daughters, his sisters, and they all attached towards Imam al-Hussain as if to say, "Ya Abu Abdullah, we cannot bear your absence. Ya Abu Abdullah, remain with us." Imam al-Hussain bids farewell as he mounts his horse heading towards the battlefield. He hears a call, "Mahlan mahla, yabna al-Zahra." Slow down, "Oh son of Zahra, come back." He looks behind him and he sees his beloved sister, his sister Zainab. He approaches her. She says, "Oh Abu Abdullah, oh beloved brother, there is a final farewell, and this is it. Oh Abu Abdullah." And she kisses and embraces him here and here. And then she says, points herself towards Medina, and she says, "Oh mother, I have returned the amana. I have performed the promise that I gave you. What is it?" Imam Hussain asks. She says, "When it was the final moments of our beloved mother Fatima Zahra, she said, 'Oh Zainab, you would be there when Hussain, our son, my son, would be all alone. Make sure you kiss him and embrace him on his chest, on his neck.'" These are the places where Abu Abdullah, in a few moments, when he enters the battlefield of Karbala, and they start to attack him from one side and then another side, and they start to strike Abu Abdullah with the swords, and they start to pelt stones at Abu Abdullah al-Hussain, and they start to shower his body with arrows. Every one of them, the enemies, start to attack Abu Abdullah al-Hussain, the grandson of Rasulullah, the son of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib and Fatima al-Zahra, Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen. Abu Abdullah al-Hussain lay on that sand, the sand of Karbala, and Shimr ibn Dhil Jawshan and the enemy members, they start to attack him, Abu Abdullah al-Hussain. As Imam Hussain was in the middle of the Taf, the battlefield, the enemies attacked Imam al-Hussain. Lady Zainab al-Kubra, she would be on that raised land called Talla Zainabiyya. She would call out, "Wa Muhammadah, Ya Rasulullah, bear witness. bear witness, your grandson, هذا حسينك, your beloved grandson, in the plains of Karbala, and they are attacking Imam al-Hussein. She would state these words, that one day I saw Rasulullah embrace Abu Abdullah. Now the swords of Banu Umayyah are attacking Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Ya Hussein. After the martyrdom of Imam al-Hussein, the enemy started to attack the tents, the women, the children. They were fleeing from one tent to another. Not only they attacked the women and the children, they started to burn the tents. And the women and the young children, they were looking towards their aunt, Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam. And Sayyidah Zainab would protect them one by one and gather them. One of the young children, one of the young daughters of Imam al-Hussein would see the enemy, and that enemy member, that army member, he was so cruel that he attacked her and grabbed and snatched her jewelry, her earrings from her ears. And they would be crying, calling out, "Oh Father, Ya Abu Abdullah al-Hussein." That night is called Sham Ghariban, the night of the lonely, the night that they, the ladies, the children, no longer have their beloved husbands, their beloved brothers, their beloved family members. They would all call out in love and honor of the family members of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. The Hadith al-Qarura, reminding us of the incident whereby Lady Salama, she would constantly look into the flask. One occasion, when she's dreaming and she's seeing her beloved Prophet, she notices the Holy Prophet is really upset and states that we have just returned from the martyrdom and burial of Imam al-Hussein. She wakes up suddenly and she looks into the qarura, into the flask, and she sees the qarura, the flask has become red. She cries out aloud, "Ya Hussein, wa Husseina." The people in the neighborhood, the neighbors, they hear her screams and they rush to her. Salama, what's happened? She informs them of the incident. She informs them that the grandson of Rasulullah has become a martyr, a shaheed. The Hadith al-Qarura, this incident is mentioned in Musnad ibn Hanbal. After the events of Karbala, the women and children and Imam Zain al-Abidin were taken as captives. Captives from the city of Karbala to the city of Kufa, then to Sham. Lady Zainab, the granddaughter of Rasulullah, the daughter of Imam Ali and Fatima al-Zahra, led an instrumental role. She was not just Batalat Karbala, but she was called Sharikatul Hussein. She was a partner in the mission of Imam al-Hussein. She took care of the children, took care of the women, protected them, guarded them, reminded them of the patience and the trials and tribulations. And she was the first to remember the masa'ib of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. When they gathered in Sham, they recited and remembered Imam al-Hussein. She also gave an inspirational speech in the courtyard of Yazid, whereby she said, "O Yazid, kid kaydak, was'a sa'yak, fa wallahi la tamhu dhikrana." Plan as you plan, plot as you plot, but by Allah, you shall never eradicate the remembrance of us, the Ahlul Bayt. Whilst they were paraded, whilst they were moving from these cities, the enemy soldiers would beat and hit and hurt the members of the Ahlul Bayt. As the women and the children were taken as captives from Karbala to Kufa and then Sham, the heads of the martyrs were on spears, carried by the army, carried by the soldiers. The head of Imam Hussain was raised on a spear, and as they moved towards Sham, the head of Imam Hussain raised on a spear in Aleppo, Halab, a Christian monk looks at this head, seeing the glowing light from this blessed head, and he asks, he says, I wish to have this head with me for one night. And he pays 10,000 dirhams for the head of Imam Hussain to be with him. That night, he places it with him, the head of Imam Hussain, the blessed head of Imam Hussain, and some drops of blood pour down onto the rock, onto the stone. He returns the head of Imam Hussain to the soldiers who continue in their mission and continue taking the family and children and Imam Zain al-Abidin towards Damascus. That monk, he embraces Islam out of love for Imam al-Hussain and finds true faith from the glowing head of Imam al-Hussain, the blessed head of Imam al-Hussain. The young daughter of Imam al-Hussain, she would call out, Baba, Baba, Abata, Father, Father. She yearned to see her father. The family, the women, when they were in Sham, they were sent into the ruins, Kharaba. In the midst of the night, there would be the call of the young daughter, 3-year-old daughter, Fatima, Ruqayya, Sakina, this call out, Baba, Baba, I want my father. Where is my beloved father? The soldiers, the guards, they asked, what's happened? Why is there noise from this place? And they said, there's a young girl. All she's asking for is her father. Her father, Imam al-Hussain. After some moments, they brought a tray towards the Kharaba, towards the ruins, towards Ruqayya, towards this young daughter of Imam al-Hussain. She said, I'm not asking for any food. I've not asked for food. I'm not even hungry. I don't want food. All I want is my father, Abu Abdullah al-Hussain. They respond, that's what you wish for is there. She removes the cover of the tray. She sees the head of Imam al-Hussain, her beloved father. She starts to caress it and embrace it and bring it closer to her. She says, Father, Father, man alladhi aytamani, who is it that's made me an orphan at such a young age? Father, Father, Abu Abdullah al-Hussain, who severed your head, Abu Abdullah, who trenched your beard full of blood, Abba, until there was a silence, until there was no call of Father, Father. Imam Zain al-Abidin says, Amma Zainab, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. For the young sister of mine has also become one of the shuhada. She has also passed away, the young Ruqayya, this young daughter of Imam al-Hussain. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari, on the 20th of Safar, he was with his companion Atiyah. They're roaming in the lands of Iraq. Jabir would ask Atiyah, take me towards my Habib, my beloved Hussein. Atiyah would pass some of the sands and pass it to Jabir. Jabir would say, no, we need to move to the sand where my beloved Hussein is buried, until they come to a sand, the sand of Karbala, the shrine, the place of the burial of Imam al-Hussain. Jabir, after he has performed the ghusl, he wishes to perform the ziyarah of Imam al-Hussain. He places his hands at the grave site of Imam al-Hussain. He calls out, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Peace and blessings upon you. Greetings upon you, Aba Abdullah. He calls out, Habibi Hussein. O beloved Aba Abdullah al-Hussein. Habibun la yujibu habibah. O beloved Hussein, how is it, why is it I can't hear a response? Jabir is actually reciting Masa'ib here. He says, وَأَنَّا لَكَ بِالْجَوَابِ. And the reason why, because Aba Abdullah al-Hussein, your head is on the spears, your body is here, your head is on the spears. After they attacked Aba Abdullah al-Hussein, and Jabir recites the Masa'ib of Aba Abdullah al-Hussein, he calls out, then he says to Atiyah, that I heard Rasulullah state, if anyone loves the action of a particular one and wishes to be with them, to be with the shuhada of Karbala, then they should show their love towards them and wish and have the intention to be with them. Atiyah and Jabir have the intention to be of those true companions and lovers of Imam al-Hussain. This Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari is the one who Imam Zayn al-Abidin meets on the day of Arba'een. Imam Zayn al-Abidin informs him of the tragic events that took place in Karbala.